The sands of Egypt whisper ancient tales. They speak of a time when pharaohs ruled and mighty pyramids pierced the sky. These colossal structures have captivated humanity for millennia. Their scale is breathtaking, their precision awe-inspiring. The pyramids of Egypt are more than just tombs. They are enigmatic puzzles, remnants of a complex and sophisticated culture. The most famous pyramids rise from the Giza Plateau. Here, the Great Pyramid of Giza reigns supreme. It is a masterpiece of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity. The pyramids whisper of ancient secrets, of forgotten knowledge. The construction of the pyramids dominated life in ancient Egypt. For centuries, they were the focus of the civilization's resources and manpower. Death was not an end, but a transition to another realm. For the pharaoh, this journey was of paramount importance. He was considered a divine ruler, a god-king who held the fate of Egypt in his hands. The pyramids were not merely tombs, they were elaborate gateways to the afterlife. Within their depths, the pharaohs were laid to rest with all the riches and provisions they would need for eternity. The pyramids were not built overnight. Their construction was a monumental undertaking, spanning generations and demanding immense resources. How did the ancient Egyptians, without modern technology, quarry, transport and lift millions of tons of stone? The precision of their placement is equally astonishing. The blocks fit together with such accuracy that even a thin blade cannot be inserted between them. Theories abound about the methods used in their construction. Some suggest ramps and levers, while others propose elaborate systems of pulleys and rollers. The construction of the pyramids was a testament to their organizational skills and ability to mobilize large workforces. Central to ancient Egyptian belief was the concept of Ka. This was the spiritual essence of a person, their life force, which survived physical death. For the pharaoh, a successful afterlife journey was not just a personal matter, it was intricately linked to the prosperity of all Egypt. He was the intermediary between the gods and the people, ensuring the annual flooding of the Nile and maintaining cosmic order. The pyramids, therefore, were not seen as morbid monuments to death, but rather as triumphant gateways to eternity. Within the pyramid's heart lay the king's chamber, a microcosm of the underworld the pharaoh had to navigate. Here, amidst elaborate decorations and offerings, the mummified body of the pharaoh began its journey. Ancient Egyptian texts, such as the Book of the Dead, detail the challenges and trials the Ka faced. The walls of the pyramids were adorned with intricate carvings and paintings, depicting these trials and providing the deceased pharaoh with the necessary guidance. These weren't mere decorations, they were magical aids, maps for the soul's navigation through the underworld. Looking up at the night sky, the Egyptians saw more than twinkling stars. They saw order, a divine plan reflected in the celestial movements. The pharaoh upon death was destined to join them, to become one with the eternal patterns of the night sky. The placement and orientation of the pyramids seem to echo this belief. The three pyramids of Giza, for example, are remarkably aligned with the three stars of Orion's belt. This constellation held special significance for the Egyptians. Furthering this celestial connection is the discovery of air shafts within the Great Pyramid. These alignments suggest a profound knowledge of astronomy and a deliberate attempt to link the pharaoh's afterlife journey with the movements of the stars. The sheer scale of the pyramids, the resources involved, and the decades-long construction process point towards a function beyond just being tombs. They were massive public works projects requiring skilled architects, engineers, laborers, and craftsmen. The construction of the pyramids served as a unifying force, a grand project that instilled national pride and showcased the might of the pharaoh. It was a tangible demonstration of the pharaoh's power, his ability to command resources and shape the landscape itself. The pyramids, therefore, were not just personal monuments to the pharaoh, they were symbols of state power, testaments to the strength and organization of Egyptian society. The act of building could have been seen as a ritualistic act, a way of participating in the creation of a sacred space. At the heart of the pyramid complex lay the most sacred chamber, the king's chamber. Here, within a massive sarcophagus, rested the mummified body of the pharaoh. Mummification was a complex and sacred process designed to preserve the body for eternity. The Egyptians believed that the Ka, the spiritual essence, needed a physical form to return to after its journey through the afterlife. The mummification process involved removing internal organs, drying the body with salts, and wrapping it in layers of linen bandages. Amulets and charms were placed within the wrappings for protection and guidance. The preservation of the pharaoh's body was essential for his successful transition to the afterlife. The pyramids of Egypt are a testament to human endeavor on a scale rarely seen. They stand as silent giants, their very existence defying the limitations of the tools and technologies available in the ancient world. The primary building material for these colossal structures was limestone, quarried from sites often located miles away from the pyramid complexes. The Egyptians, using tools of copper and stone, carved out massive blocks from the living rock. These weren't slaves driven by fear, as often depicted, but skilled artisans and laborers, working in organized teams, fueled by a potent mix of religious devotion and national pride. The quarried blocks, some weighing as much as a modern-day truck, were then transported to the pyramid construction sites. Massive wooden sledges, likely lubricated with water or milk to reduce friction, were used to haul the blocks across the desert. The journey from quarry to pyramid site could take weeks, even months, a testament to the patience and perseverance of these ancient engineers. The real challenge, however, began once the massive stone blocks arrived at the pyramid construction site. How do you lift a multi-ton block of stone without cranes or heavy machinery to heights exceeding those of most modern buildings? One prevailing theory suggests the use of massive earthen ramps built around the pyramid as it grew taller. These ramps would have been sloped gently, allowing teams of men to drag the stone blocks upwards using ropes, rollers, and wooden levers. Another theory proposes the use of a system of levers and counterweights, perhaps inspired by the shaduf, a lever-based irrigation device commonly used in ancient Egypt. Imagine teams of men working in unison, manipulating ropes and levers, slowly inching these colossal blocks higher and higher. The sheer size of the pyramids is awe-inspiring, but it is the precision of their construction that truly boggles the mind. The massive limestone blocks, some weighing as much as a modern-day bus, were not just piled on top of each other, they were fitted together with astonishing accuracy. The gaps between the blocks are often so tight that a sheet of paper cannot be inserted. The Egyptians used a combination of techniques to achieve this remarkable level of precision. The blocks were carefully dressed, their surfaces flattened and smoothed using copper tools and abrasive sand. The blocks were then placed using a system of shims and wedges, allowing for minute adjustments until a perfect fit was achieved. The Egyptians also understood the importance of orientation, aligning their structures with the cardinal directions using astronomical observations. The pyramids weren't just tombs, they were feats of engineering, testaments to the ancient Egyptians' mastery of geometry, mathematics, and astronomy. The construction of a pyramid wasn't simply a matter of piling up stones. It was a complex ballet of logistics, planning and execution, overseen by master architects who possessed a deep understanding of geometry, astronomy, and the religious symbolism embedded within every aspect of Egyptian culture. These architects, often priests or high-ranking officials, were revered for their knowledge and skill. Imagine these master builders surveying the desert landscape, their eyes tracing the paths of the stars, their minds envisioning the colossal structure that would soon rise from the sand. They worked with intricate plans, perhaps etched onto papyrus scrolls, detailing every aspect of the pyramid's design. The construction of a pyramid was a microcosm of the Egyptian worldview, a reflection of their belief in order, precision, and the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The architects, in designing and overseeing these structures, were not just builders. They were priests, astronomers, and storytellers. The construction of a pyramid was not the solitary endeavor of an unseen god, but a monumental testament to collective human effort. It was the work of thousands of hands, calloused and strong, shaping the desert landscape according to the pharaoh's will. Contrary to popular belief, these weren't armies of slaves toiling under the lash. While forced labor may have played a role at times, the majority of the workforce was skilled artisans, laborers, and craftsmen, drawn from villages and towns across Egypt. These workers were organized into teams, each with its own specialization. There were quarrymen, stonemasons, carpenters, and laborers, all working in unison. This workforce was more than just a collection of individuals. It was a microcosm of Egyptian society, bound together by a shared purpose and a deep reverence for the pharaoh and the gods. For the workers who built the pyramids, life was a delicate balance between harsh realities and unexpected comforts. The work was physically demanding, requiring strength, endurance, and a tolerance for the scorching desert sun. They toiled long hours, their days a cycle of lifting, hauling, carving, and placing, under the watchful eyes of overseers and the looming presence of the ever-growing pyramid. Yet, contrary to the image of brutal slavery often portrayed, archaeological evidence suggests that pyramid workers were relatively well cared for. They lived in nearby settlements, often with their families, and received regular rations of food, beer, and medical care. Excavations of worker villages have revealed remnants of bakeries, breweries, and even medical facilities, suggesting a level of organization and care not usually associated with forced labor. Life wasn't all work and toil, however. Religious festivals, games, and other forms of entertainment provided respite from the rigors of construction. The workers, like all Egyptians, were deeply spiritual, and their beliefs infused their lives with meaning and purpose. They saw their work on the pyramids not just as a physical endeavor, but as a sacred duty, a way to honor their pharaoh and ensure his successful journey to the afterlife. The construction of a pyramid wasn't a continuous process, but one dictated by the rhythm of the Nile River. The annual flooding of the Nile, which brought life-giving water and fertile silt to the land, also brought construction to a halt. During the inundation, when fields were submerged and travel was difficult, many workers returned to their villages to tend to their crops and families. This seasonal cycle of flooding and receding waters had a profound impact on the organization of pyramid construction. The architects and overseers had to carefully plan each stage of the project, ensuring that critical tasks were completed before the annual inundation. The flooding of the Nile wasn't just a natural phenomenon, it was a divine rhythm, a heartbeat that pulsed through Egyptian life, dictating the pace of work and shaping the very landscape. During the flood season, while work on the pyramid itself may have paused, activity continued elsewhere. Quarries continued to operate, stockpiling stone blocks for the coming season. Artisans and craftsmen worked on finishing touches, carving intricate reliefs, painting murals, and crafting the treasures that would eventually adorn the pharaoh's tomb. The flood, while a pause in the physical construction, was a time for preparation and artistic refinement, a breathing space in the monumental task of building for eternity. The pyramids of Egypt stand as enduring testaments to human ingenuity and collective effort, challenging the simplistic narratives often presented about ancient societies. They weren't built by slaves toiling under the lash, but by skilled artisans, laborers, and craftsmen bound together by a shared purpose and a deep reverence for their pharaoh and their gods. Gazing upon the Giza Plateau, one can't help but feel dwarfed by the sheer scale and precision of the pyramids. Were these monumental structures merely tombs, or did they serve a grander, more enigmatic purpose? Some researchers propose a fascinating link between the pyramids and the stars. The Orion correlation theory suggests the pyramids mirror Orion's belt, reflecting a cosmic connection. The sheer scale of the pyramids, the precision of their construction, and the enigmatic chambers found within have fueled speculation that these structures served a function beyond that of mere tombs. One intriguing, albeit controversial, theory proposes that the pyramids were ancient power plants harnessing unknown energies to power a lost civilization. Proponents of this theory point to the unique properties of pyramid shapes, suggesting that they can act as energy concentrators, amplifying and focusing electromagnetic waves. They argue that the ancient Egyptians, possessing a deep understanding of geometry and natural forces, may have discovered a way to harness this energy, perhaps using the pyramids to power their cities or conduct advanced technological feats. Evidence for this theory remains largely circumstantial, based on interpretations of ancient texts, the presence of unexplained shafts and chambers within the pyramids, and the unusual electromagnetic properties observed around these structures. Critics argue that these interpretations are often based on misinterpretations of ancient texts or a lack of understanding of Egyptian culture and technology. However, the possibility, however remote, that the pyramids were something more than tombs continues to fascinate and inspire debate, pushing the boundaries of our understanding of the past. The pyramids of Egypt, with their enigmatic origins and seemingly advanced construction techniques, have long captured the imaginations of those seeking evidence of lost civilizations and ancient wisdom. One such theory links the pyramids to the legend of Atlantis, the mythical island nation said to have possessed advanced technology and knowledge before sinking beneath the waves. Proponents of this connection argue that the Egyptians, rather than being the sole architects of the pyramids, may have inherited knowledge or even direct assistance from the Atlanteans, who, according to legend, were masters of energy manipulation and monumental construction. They point to similarities in architectural styles, the use of massive stone blocks, and the presence of unexplained symbols and artifacts as potential evidence of this connection. While mainstream archaeology dismisses these claims as lacking evidence and relying on speculation, the enduring allure of lost civilizations and the mysteries surrounding the pyramids continue to fuel such theories. The possibility, however remote, that the pyramids hold echoes of a forgotten past, a time when humanity possessed knowledge and abilities now lost to time, continues to capture the imagination and inspire exploration into the fringes of history and archaeology. The pyramids of Egypt, despite centuries of study and speculation, remain enigmatic testaments to a distant past. They are physical embodiments of ancient beliefs, technological prowess, and societal organization, challenging us to look beyond our modern perspectives and delve into the minds of those who conceived and built them. While we may never fully unravel all their secrets, each new discovery, each stone carefully examined, each inscription deciphered, brings us closer to understanding the motivations and capabilities of this ancient civilization. The quest to understand the pyramids is not merely an academic exercise, it is a journey of discovery, a testament to human curiosity and our enduring fascination with the past. It is a reminder that history is not a static collection of facts, but a dynamic and evolving narrative, shaped by new discoveries, reinterpretations, and the constant interplay between evidence and imagination. As we continue to explore the pyramids, utilizing cutting-edge technologies like ground-penetrating radar, three-dimensional modeling, and DNA analysis, we can expect to uncover more secrets hidden within their depths. These discoveries, while potentially challenging our existing assumptions, will undoubtedly enrich our understanding of ancient Egyptian culture, technology, and beliefs, bringing us face to face with the ingenuity and artistry of a civilization that, despite the passage of millennia, continues to inspire awe and wonder. The pyramids of Egypt, rising from the desert sands, captivate our imaginations and challenge our understanding of the past. They are testaments to human ingenuity, ambition, and the enduring power of belief. These colossal structures have stood as silent witnesses to the rise and fall of empires. They beckon us to unravel the mysteries they hold within their stone embrace. Theories of their construction reflect our enduring fascination with these ancient wonders. The pyramids force us to confront the limits of our knowledge and the vastness of the unknown. They remind us that history is a dynamic narrative reshaped by new discoveries. As we explore these structures, we uncover more secrets of ancient Egypt. We must acknowledge the countless lives touched by these monumental projects. The pyramids stand as a testament to the vision of the pharaohs and the dedication of the thousands who labored in their shadow. Their story is a reminder that impressive feats of engineering are human achievements. The pyramids endure as symbols of human potential, a testament to our capacity to dream big and achieve the seemingly impossible.